Man, so I'm going to slow it down. I would say, man, league MVPs, obviously, Durant and LeBron. You know, those guys, with their mobility and height, you know, LeBron James is like a bullet train, so it's almost impossible to stop him. So I'll end it there, man. But that.
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment of song.
Everyone is in their seats here at the Wells Fargo Center as the 76ers look to grab a win here in Philadelphia. Looking at the last game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was a win against Miami.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. A look at Cleveland's starting group. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Irving is out there with Bryant. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. Smith kicks to Cannon. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. 76ers on defense. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, they were up in the air an awful lot in that paint area, getting their hands on shots, a lot of them, but if they didn't block them or touch them, they actually changed them.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Good on the second free throw.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
On defense, Cleveland. It's a 3-point game. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them.
Well, wide open look for Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Love's got himself on the board with 3 there. Passes it to Cannon. Okafor with a screen on Bryant. Cannon dishes to Okafor. No good off the back of the rim. Cavaliers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. LeBron kicks to Irving. Fires top of the key. Out to Kobe. The tray. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. The feed to Cannon. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Okafor with the screen on Irving. Cannon kicks to Landry. He used that pick to get in close.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job. Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Now here is Smith. And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. J.R. Smith's checked in for Kobe. J.R. Smith. Here's Landry. It's good. This game is all even.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now, here is Irving. And the shot is good. Irving's got his first 2 points.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And, guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to... Oh! Ho, ho! The 76ers trail by 4. To the inside, Landry. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Landry's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Dishes it to Love. Back to Irving. The inside shot out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point shooting, 8th in scoring, and they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. So nice passing by Cleveland here. Love outside. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Good on the three-point shot. Smith's got 5.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Okafor with a screen on Smith. Misses off the right iron. The Cavaliers leading by 5. James, the pass to Love. Another 3 for Cleveland.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this. Only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case.
The 10-footer, and the jumper is good. Smith's got his 2nd basket of the night.
With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
Irving kicks to Fry. Outside Irving. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Cannon dishes to Noel. And the shot is good. Noel's got his first basket of the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas. This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Okafor gets the bucket.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Irving with it. He's got 8. Kicks to Fry. Fires for 3. And it's Noel with the rebound. Here's Cannon. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 8. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James is a textbook example how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
The lengthy duo of Noel and Embiid down low. Then there's Grant. Then it's Hollis Thompson. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. Korver gets a wide open look. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And now taking a look at some numbers for Noel. Good season for him last year. 8th in blocks, and of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
I tell you what, he was on serious lane patrol last season. Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up as a top 10 shot blocker. Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Outside Bryant. James wide open. He squares up and sinks it. James has got 6 points.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I mean, we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
Thompson passes to Embiid. He's guarded by Williams. 6 to shoot. Thompson outside, out to the right wing. Embiid. LeBron with the block.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
James against Thompson. Embiid kicks to Thompson. Uncovered, and that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Clock at 2. Beyond the arc. The Cavaliers pull it in. James has got his 6th rebound on the night. 2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans. But you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. Bryant dishes to Korver. Over in the corner, Williams. And there's another one for the Cavaliers. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played.
And, you know, for LeBron, he knew he had his work cut out for him in Cleveland. A younger team, unseasoned in the playoffs. They had to remake the roster a bit and gain that experience.
Here's Noel. Grant gets a wide open look, and the shot falls short this time. The Cavaliers leading by 13. Outside Williams. Unloads from 13. And again, it's Cleveland.
And LeBron and the Cavs, I think they'll have a chance to bring that long-awaited championship to the city of Cleveland. But LeBron's return was bigger than basketball. He said it was about hope and inspiring his home state. And no doubt that was accomplished in his first year.
Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. LeBron James third.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long. And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Okafor's checked in, and Robert Covington subbed in for Jeremy Grant. Then for the Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for LeBron. Love comes in for Jefferson, and Irving subbed in for Mo Williams. And there's another one for the Cavaliers. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Iman Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland.
Iman Shumpert.
Here's Cannon, guarded by Korver. They double him with Shumpert. Inside, Okafor. No good. Good D by Thompson.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Nobody near Irving. Hands it from downtown. Irving's got 13 points.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victors.
Outside for Korver. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his third assist on the night.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Cleveland moving the ball around. Another three for Cleveland.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Covered by Irving. No good again that time.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Here's Cannon, guarded by Korver. And Cannon gets it to go. Cannon's got his first 2 points.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Both free throws good for Irving. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Cavaliers on top, delivering the blowout. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 20 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Coming in off a tough game last time out for him, he's clearly turned the page, and it's bouncing back tonight in a big way. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing? And over to Shaq, what did you think about Philadelphia?
Well, the bottom line, they got to defend the three-point line much better. They were concentrating all their effort into protecting the paint, and these guys were standing behind the line, yak'em, splaka-kataya, and that strategy backfired, Ernie. They gave up far too many open looks, and all those threes killed them.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
How about the magic touch he had on display there in that first half in terms of finding his teammates? Just a plethora of assists.
Plethora, you're going deep into that dictionary of yours, man. It's not a common occurrence with this guy, though. Typically, he's more of a finisher, but that's not been the case in this one.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving is out there with Kyle Korver. Then there's Kevin Love. Then it's Thompson. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward position.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Korver kicks to Love. Outside Irving. Clock at 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And that one's good. And it's 8 points for Kevin Love. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Out to Shumpert. That falls. Great assist by Love.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's gotten more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He used the word patience several times in describing what he'd like to see from their offense. It's not a run-and-gun approach he wants from them. The other area he brought up was the importance of their defense against the transition game. He needs his team to get back and stay active at all times. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Cannon, covered by Smith. Cannon, the pass to Covington. Jacks up a three. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And Irving with multiple 55-point games last season. The first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in '07. And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Here's Smith, and there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game.
You know, something that's floating around in the sports world and in the NBA is reseeding after the playoffs start. And for those of you who may not understand the situation, it's simply saying that no matter what, he would play the lower seeded team, however you get to those numbers.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Okafor. Noel comes in for Karl Landry. Grant, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And Hollis Thompson subbed in for Isaiah Cannon. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. And with that whole concept of playoff reseeding, so often we'll see a second or third seed team get a 6th or 7th seed team in the second round. Meanwhile, Greg, the top seed plays the 4th seed no matter what.
You know, I think in a few cases it would have made a major difference in how the playoffs would have played out. And quite frankly, I think it also puts more value on the regular season if that number 1 seed could play a 7th seed, if you will, in the second round. So I think that's something that the commissioner and the competition committee might want to reassess.
For 3, Smith. Offensive rebound. Here's Noel. And the rejection by James. The Cavaliers have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Stolen by Thompson. Smith drives in. Thompson in the corner. Smith dishes to Thompson. Embiid kicks to Smith. Embiid sets the pick for Smith. Tipped away. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Irving has simply been great. He has 20 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
And really now you can tell the defense starting to have second thoughts in terms of how they're going to play him. That's 12 points from long range.
Well, the city of Philadelphia has had some tough fans. There's no doubt. You know, we've seen him boo Santa Claus. You can imagine, Greg, how they felt about this Sixers team a year ago.
You know, the Sixers were going to be in trouble from the very start of the year. A lot of fans didn't even bother to show up to boo. I mean, Philly had the worst attendance in the league last season.
But they've got hope, Greg.
A lot of young talent. Maybe this is the year it starts to materialize.
LeBron with it. Now defended by Grant. LeBron kicks to Thompson.
Wow.
I mean, just beautiful.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Screen by Grant. Smith kicks to Thompson. Down low. Noel. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Irving passes to Love. From downtown, another 3 for Cleveland.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Here's Grant. No good off the back of the rim.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
James dishes to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Checking in for the 76ers.
Landry. Covington. Cannon. Number 12.
17 seconds left in the third. Here's Cannon. One second left. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And at the end of the third quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. They've got Stauskas. Elton Brand is out there with Carl Landry. Then it's Robert Covington. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Jefferson setting the pick for Irving. Shumpert in the corner. Let's go. Shot clock at 5. James kicks to Fry. And the rejection by Brand. And he gets it back. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The 76ers shooting just 31% in the game. Covered by Irving. The Cavaliers pull it in. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Fry passes to Irving. LeBron sets the screen for Irving. LeBron dishes to Fry. And the pass to Irving. There's the pick. The 3 ball. Again, Irving missing. And the 76ers with possession. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Shot from 12, and good on the basket. Book it.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending him.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's James. Pass to Irving. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Fry, good.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Covington's shot is off.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
He's covered by Irving.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
Timeout called. Cleveland. The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being the focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects two players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Landry kicks to Brand. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Pass to Fry. Outside, Kobe. Shoots a fader. Bounces high off the rim and drops. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Thompson outside. 76ers moving the ball around. Screen by Grant. Here's Landry. The Cavaliers pull it in.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Bryant kicks to Jefferson.
2 minutes left.
Left side, Shumpert. Outside, Kobe. "11 feet away, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Carl Landry.
And, you know, a huge moment for Kobe last season before the injury. I mean, he passed the great Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list.
Shooting for Philadelphia.
For Kobe, that was him moving into the 3rd spot ahead of Michael Jordan. Says a lot, Clark, about where he stands among the greats.
And you look at it, he is first among perimeter players now in that regard. So he's clearly on a very short list of the greatest wingmen of all time in the history of the league.
And Marshall kicks to Landry. Landry, a screen on Bryant. Feeds to Embiid. No good. Nice D from Bryant. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for LeBron James. You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
Bryant against Thompson. The drive by Bryant. The second effort goes back up. And it's good on the way in.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
Here's Landry. The 76ers with another miss. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Tristan, what was Coach's focus for this team coming into tonight's game?
Coach got after us, told us to start, we got to play defense. Just can't come in here and just let them make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Tristan, thank you. Kevin, sometimes you've just got to light the fire.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin